Good morning, class. Welcome to your English class. Today we will do the explanation of Unit 5, Maui's Kite, Part 1. This lesson is written by Thomas Anthony Tommy de Paula, pronounced Tommy de Paula, is an American writer and illustrator. He has written more than 200 children's books and is best known for books such as Strega Nona and 26 Fairmount Avenue. He received the Children's Literature Legacy Award for his lifetime contribution to American children's literature in 2011. Let's start with the explanation of this lesson. This lesson is basically about a child who was very interested in flying kites and knowing about different things. Let's begin with the lesson. Long ago in Hawaii, people told stories to explain the wonders of nature. The story is about Maui, who wanted to tame the winds. Here, in the beginning only, they have told us that people in Hawaii tell series of wonders of nature. They tell stories about nature, and this lesson about Maui is also one of them. And here they have said that Maui wanted to tame the wind. He wanted to give directions to winds, and he wanted to tame the wind according to him, as if we tame our pets in that way. One morning, Maui decided that he had to build a kite. And what a kite he built! His mother gave him her largest, strongest piece of cloth. For the cross pieces, he used sticks of bamboo, and he cut branches from the olona shrub to make a strong rope. Maui's kite was a work of art. He told himself, I must get a special wind to fly my kite. I'll go to the keeper of the winds. She will let me have the perfect wind to make my kite fly really high. In these two paras, the narrator is telling us that one day Maui thought that he should make a kite, and for that he used a strongest piece of cloth which was given by her mother. And for cross pieces means sticks crossed together to make the frame of the kite. For the cross pieces he used bamboo sticks, and then he cut the branches from olona shrub to make a strong rope. Maui thought that my kite is very special and I should have a special wind to fly my kite. So he decided that he will go to the keeper of the wind and ask her to give him a perfect wind so that he could fly his kite really high. His friends happily gathered around to him to help him carry his kite to the keeper of the winds. As the group paraded through the village, everybody left their work and came to watch. When the group finally approached the cave of the winds, they could see the keeper of the winds sitting by the entrance. "O keeper of the winds," cried Maui, "please bring Ipu Iki, the small gourd that holds the gentle breeze, and let us fly our kite." Now here in these paras, the narrator is telling us that when Maui decided to go to the keeper of the wind, his friend happily gathered around him and they paraded with him to the keeper of the wind, and others who were doing their work, they left their work and came to watch them. When the group finally reached the cave, approached means came near. When they finally reached the cave, they saw the keeper of the wind sitting by the entrance of the cave. Then Maui said, "Oh, keeper of the winds. O keeper of the winds means he's requesting, please bring Ipu Iki, the small gourd that holds the gentle breeze. He asked the keeper of the wind to bring the small gourd. Gourd means a fleshy vegetable which with a thick skin. You must have seen gourds. We use it at home also. Here, the Maui is saying, bring your small gourd that holds the gentle breeze and let us fly our kites. He requested her to bring her gourd and let them have a small breeze. The keeper was a wise old woman. She knew that the gentle winds of Ipu Iki would play kindly with the boy. So she went into her cave and returned carrying a small gourd and singing her song. Now, in this para, the narrator is telling us that the keeper of the wind was a wise old lady, and she thought that the gentle winds of Ipu Iki will play kindly with the boy, and so she went inside and brought her small gourd and started singing her song. Now, let's see which song she was singing. O wind, soft wind of Hilo, wind from the gourd of everlasting winds, come from Ipu Iki, O wind, soft wind of Hilo, come gently, come mildly. Now here, in these lines, in her song, she was calling the soft winds from Ipu Iki, and she was also telling them, telling the breeze to come softly and gently. And everlasting means continuing forever. She is saying that she is calling the breeze from the Ipu Iki, and she is saying that she is saying that the wind is everlasting, and she is calling it everlasting and asking it to come out from the small gourd. The lid of the gourd began to stir, and the keeper carefully opened it. Slowly, the soft wind of Hilo drifted out and tugged at the kite. Maui let out some cord, and he and his friends cheered as the kite soared like a great bird over the sea. The keeper stood silently and looked on with a smile. After a while, she said, that's enough for today. The winds should not be taken for granted. They will respect you if you respect them. Now, here in these two paragraphs, the narrator of the story is telling us that the wind started to come out and it was stirring the lid of the gourd, and the keeper of the wind slowly opened it. The wind softly came out and tugged at the kite. Maui let out some cord and started to fly it. His friends also cheered as the kite soared. Soared means rose high into the air. As the kite rose high into the air above the sea, his friends also cheered him. Now, for some time, the keeper of the wind stood silently looking at them with a smiling face, and after that, she said that that's enough for today. She said that it's enough for today, and the wind should not be taken for granted. Taken for granted means expected and treated in a careless manner. Here she is saying, she is saying to the Maui and his friends that the wind should not be taken for granted. They should respect it. If they will respect the wind will respect them. After a few moments of silence, Maui nodded and said yes. O keeper of the wind, call your winds back to you. Hearing this, that the keeper of the wind is saying that now the wind should return to its place, Maui stood silent for a little while, and then he said, nodded his head and said yes, and asked her to call her winds back. The woman now removed the lid from Ipu Iki. As the winds returned, the kite slowly dropped. Maui reeled in the line, caught the kite, and went back home with his friends while the keeper closed the lid. Now, in these two paras, the narrator is saying that the keeper of the wind removed the lid of the Ipu Iki gourd and the wind came back to its place. Maui reeled the line which was connected to the kite, and then he took his kite and went to his home along with his friends. But Maui was not content. He had seen how high his kite had gone, and he now wondered just how much higher it could fly. The next day, Maui and his friends took the great kite and went back to the cave of the winds. Now, in the last paragraph, here, the narrator of the story is saying that Maui was not content. Maui was not satisfied. He has seen the kite, seen his kite flying high, and he wanted to see that how much higher it could fly. So the next day, Maui and his friends took the great kite and went back to the cave of the winds. O keeper of the winds, bring out Ipu Nui god of the four great winds, cried out Maui. Now here in this in these lines, in these two lines, Maui is asking the keeper of the wind to bring out Ipu Nui, the god which has four great winds inside it. The winds of Ipu Iki were enough, Maui, she replied. Don't you remember what I said to you? You must respect the winds, especially the four great winds. Now, when she heard that Maui is asking her to take out the four great winds which are present in Ipu Nui god, she explained Maui that it's that Ipu Iki god, the winds from Ipu Iki god were enough for you, and if he doesn't remember what she told him that they should respect the winds, then only the winds will respect them. She also said that you must respect the winds, especially the four great winds. She said that they should respect the four great winds specially. But I am strong as the four great winds, said Maui, and he began to chant. Now, here, in these two lines, Maui replied that I am also strong, I am also as strong as the four great winds, and then he started chanting on his own. He did not wait for the keeper of the wind to sing her song and bring out Ipu Nui and release the winds. He started singing the song on his own. O four great winds, mighty as the gods, winds from the god of everlasting winds, come from Ipu Nui, strong winds, churning winds, hasten and come to me. Now here in these three lines, the song which Maui started singing, it says that he was calling the winds which were as mighty as gods, and um, he asked the winds to come in a strong manner, churning manner. Churning means moving round and round rather violently. He asked the winds to come violently and hasten. Hasten means hurry and come in a hurried manner. He did not ask the winds to come softly and gently. He asked the winds to come in a hurried manner and in a violent manner. That's all for today. Thank you and have a good day.